So, what's going on YouTube? Now, in the midst of COVID-19, coronavirus, these companies are still releasing products. Now, some things I have right now are new, some things are a bit older, not super old, but they're new to the company. So, let's get started. I mean, I could sit here and talk because, we're in the house, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep it moving for y'all. Alright, so this is one of those examples of what I was talking about when it comes to something that's newer to the company, but it's not a new product like it dropped last week. These are the Fat Snacks Brownie Bites, and you have a chocolate chip version and a standard chocolate brownie version. I do like Fat Snacks due to the rise of other companies. They're not my favorite keto company anymore, so I don't buy them as often, or, well, because they're in Whole Foods, I do pick one up every once in a while. So I take that back. I won't say I don't buy them at all. But the standard chocolate chip, 60 calories a brownie bite, and these things really are bites. Like, you might get two bites out of them. I just stick the whole thing in my mouth. You know, me being manly and all. For the regular brownie, you have cocoa almond blend, allulose, which is new to Fat Snacks. They haven't, that's new. But allulose is really like taking over, which for good reason. Eggs, butter, palm oil, water, chocolate chips, vegetable glycerin, erythritol, xylitol. Keep this away from your dogs. Stevia, natural flowers, sunflower lectin, aluminum-free baking soda, xanthan gum, and sea salt. So the ingredients are pretty straight. I like them. I haven't seen these in the store yet. For them to use the high-fat Dutch processed cocoa powder, it doesn't have like that Oreo feel to it. For those who don't know, Oreo uses Dutch processed cocoa, and if you use enough of it, you can get that Oreo flavor. That's what you see in a lot of recipes, and that's why if you see a recipe that says Oreo, make sure it has Dutch processed cocoa. If it doesn't, it's not Oreo. If you love brownies, you'll like that. You'll like it. Now, I can't say you'll love it, but as far as the chocolate chip blondie goes, I think this is going to be a debatable flavor. Some may love it, some may not like it as much. They're supposed to have a brown butter flavor to them, or well, that's added in the ingredients. And you can get that. You definitely get the brown butter flavor. With the almond flours mixing in with the brown butter flavor. And you get, you can get a hint of vanilla. So it does have that brownie feel to it, but don't expect a brown sugar type blondie, if that makes sense. Think more so of the HighKey Snacks blondie mix with more of a brown butter feel to them. So, Chipmunk Baking is still dropping stuff, and they recently just released the Red Velvet Brownie Bites. Sunflower seeded that for the people that have nut allergies. Now they have a sunflower seed flour banana flavored brownie bite. As always, delicious. Now, I will say these have a bit of a aftertaste to them, which I can't pinpoint, and it very well may be coming from the extract itself. It's not a sweetener aftertaste. I think it's that banana extract. When it comes between these and the Red Velvet, clearly I'll choose the Red Velvet, but this banana flavor, think of a banana nut bread. It reminds me a lot of a banana nut bread, a whole lot actually. And it actually has little small chocolate chips in there. For one brownie bite, 80 calories, 7 grams of fat, 2 grams of protein, and less than 1 gram of carbs for each one. Now, one thing that Chipmunk Baking does is they use allulose, which is a smart idea. As I said, that's the rate out. That's where I've been turning to when it comes to my sweetener. But what they've made me do is go back to konjac powder. Konjac powder isn't as hard as beef gelatin powder is. And it's definitely far better than xanthan gum is when it comes to baked goods. And it definitely shines when it comes to their products. So going forward, definitely when I'm baking any cookies, because I have a chocolate chip cookie that I'm going to release soon, I'm definitely going to go to konjac powder route. The konjac powder is cheap. Like I said, you can order off Amazon. I'll definitely put a link for it. Back in my chocolate chip cookie review, I actually bought it for the first time when I did Nom Noms. And the texture was just out of this world. But don't get me wrong, the beef gelatin powder works, but you can definitely tell a difference. The konjac powder brings more of a chewiness. And konjac powder is actually what you find in like shiitake noodles and things like that. So I'm late with these, not super late, but I had to build up some more products. But we have fried pili nuts. Now they're fried in coconut oil. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so they're fried in avocado oil, Himalayan salt, and extra coconut oil, extra virgin coconut oil. Clearly not fried in salt, but you know that it's there in the ingredient section. So for a fourth of a cup, you're looking at 210 calories, 23 grams of fat, no carbs, and no protein. So it's just pretty much all fat. These are actually really good. They're very fatty, and I've had pili nuts when I was at KetoCon last year, and these have a different flavor to them, and I actually like these more than just the plain ones. They're sprouted and they're not fried in some kind of, you know, they're not fried in vegetable oil, soybean, canola. This is definitely a great product. They're not extra salty, but you know, because pili nuts are so high in fat, you definitely taste that. And then by them being fried, you get that flavor. Now they're not crunchy because they were fried. They're actually still very soft, but you get more of a roasted flavor to them. And there's not really a nut I could compare the pili nuts to be honest. If there was one, I would say the consistency of a macadamia nut because it's high in fat. Yeah, more of the consistency of a macadamia nut. I wouldn't say cashew. Cashews are much more crunchier. But yeah. So Enlightened just released 2 new keto products. They've been advertising the chocolate chunk brownie dough, something like that. Cookie dough, I want to say. But they actually have this flavor in Whole Foods, and this is an Enlightened and Delish collab. And this is peanut butter cookie and brownie dough. Sadly, I don't have any to show you because I forgot what my job was as a reviewer and I ate it all. Which does give you an example of how good it actually is. This is by far the best flavor. The amount of swirl they have in it with the peanut butter, and then the cookie dough crunches, well, the brownie dough crunches, and then you have peanut butter cookies on top of that with a peanut butter swirl. Better yet, let me just read off what it says. Vanilla ice cream with peanut butter, cookie dough, brownie dough, chocolate chips, and a peanut butter swirl. And the swirl's super thick. They're loaded with the cookie dough bites and the brownie bites. Like, this is really good. They did an excellent job on it. So you have a half a cup per serving. There are 4 servings in each pint. So if you eat the entire pint, it's 800 calories. If you eat 1 serving, it's 200 calories. If you eat 1 serving, it's only 1 gram net carbs. But if you eat the whole pint, it's only 4 gram net carbs, which is great. Because I definitely ate the whole pint. Quarantine, and I'm sitting here watching the movie and stuff, yeah. It was good and it got going. But I saved the bucket. I mean, I saved it for you. So, HighKey has dropped a cereal. Now, HighKey has always been very good with their products. Like I said, they very rarely have ever let me down. One thing I don't have here, are, well, 2 things, excuse me, are the blueberry pancake mix and the blueberry muffin mix. Now, let me speak on those for a second. The blueberry pancake mix is amazing. It's far better than the chocolate. And I think, depending on what type of day it is, it can blow the regular out of the water as well. But if you're not really feeling blueberries, then of course the regular or the original will be better. I think those are very good. As far as the muffin goes, I think they kind of fell flat on those. What I noticed on the back is something they don't normally do, and they put a strong emphasis on coconut flour. If anybody's followed me for a while, I used to make coconut flour recipes, but I used to make coconut flour dessert recipes. But I stopped focusing solely on coconut flour because it never produced the best product. And I hope I didn't upset people that had nut allergies, because I still do coconut flour only recipes. It's just not coconut flour desserts, because it doesn't yield great products. It doesn't yield great end results at all. What hurt them in using so much coconut flour is they had to use more eggs, and that's what stood out to me when I was making it. I was like, dang, they normally don't use this many eggs. So I read the ingredients and I was like, oh, because they used a lot of coconut. They based it around coconut flour, and that hurt the product to me. Now, that's just my personal opinion. I've seen people post about it and they love it, which I think is great. But, you know, personally, I just think they've done far better with other things, because just basing things around coconut flour as far as the dessert, as far as baked goods, it just doesn't end well in my eyes. Now, they have a granola. This is maple pecan. Now, in the camera, you're not going to see a lot of chunks because I've eaten most of it. And the chunks are gone. But I will say this one did have chunks to it. And what I found out was my mail lady was smashing my bags, destroying my chunks. So I caught her this time. And I actually got a lot of chunks out of this one, which is great to know. This is really one of the stars of this review. this frosted one because I've seen people doing Rice Krispie treats with them. And to talk about the flavor, this is really amazing. Oh my god. People have contacted me and asked me to make cereal. I'm not making cereal. I will just send them here. Hey look, grab the HighKey frosted flavor. I like to use macadamia nut milk, and for those that are wondering, I can eat an entire bowl with this in here and they don't get soggy. Now let's talk about ingredients. So we're looking at 90 calories for a half a cup. There are 8 servings in each box. 5 grams of total fat, so less than 1 gram carbs per serving, 10 grams of protein. Now the ingredients are milk protein isolate, erythritol, MCT, inulin, allulose syrup, sunflower lectin, natural vanilla flavor, salt, and monk fruit extract. If anyone's curious what allulose syrup is, it's this right here. That's all. It's just allulose in syrup. Like if you see my birthday cupcake recipe, that's exactly what I used. So the cinnamon, they also have a cocoa flavor. The cinnamon, if you're a cinnamon lover, yeah, go for it. Cause they're far more spicy than sweet. They're not like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but these are, yeah, these are definitely frosted Rice Krispie treat. They to me, they have like a frosted Cheerio taste. I would definitely give these to your kids. Definitely. Over like Cinnamon Toast Crunch or whatever. Legend. I would subscribe for these to be in the house before I go out buying General Mills. Perfect Keto has released cookies. I'm gonna say this. I do like Perfect Keto because they seem to be a brand that continuously tries to make themselves better. And they're expanding, which I understand business-wise. And they keep, you know, they really branched off into the dessert field. So what we have here is we have a chocolate chip keto cookie and we have a double chocolate keto cookie. So each of them are 210 calories for both cookies actually. And there are only 4 grams net carbs in both. And now I'm not gonna read both ingredients, but I'm gonna read the double chocolate. So we're looking at almonds, allulose, grass-fed butter, cocoa powder, almond flour, erythritol, coconut oil, water, chocolate chips, coconut flour, eggs, I don't even know how to pronounce it. ACACIA, fiber, baking soda, grass-fed collagen, psyllium husk powder, and sea salt. So one thing I'll say about these is they are very moist. What it seems like is they kind of took all these ingredients. They don't seem like they're baked to me. Yeah, I think they are baked, but it seems like they're like flash baked. And mainly what's holding them together isn't really eggs, it's more so of, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's hard. I know what I'm looking at, but I have to explain it to you. And what it seems like, they're definitely soft and like they have a chewy texture to them. So you notice the first ingredient was almonds. It has a strong almond taste. And what I see and what I taste is I taste the almond flour and they have chopped up almonds in here. They have finely ground almonds and then they have the almond flour on top of it. And when it comes to the regular cookie, it's super strong as far as the almond flour. Now, when it comes to the double chocolate chip ones, these are actually my favorite out of the two. But as you know, I just read the ingredients and they're pretty much exactly the same. What I'm thinking with these is they just use cocoa powder. Well, clearly I know they use cocoa powder with, but clearly if they want to make a chocolate, they have to use cocoa powder. The cocoa powder does fight with the almonds more in this one, and to me it wins. Now, I think they're about $40 a box, and the more, if you buy multiple boxes, you save, and it like takes off like $5 or $10. And then plus following me, you get a 15% discount, 15 or 20% discount with Sugarless crystals. But when it comes to this particular product, when it comes to Perfect Keto, when it comes to keto cookies, like right now with like chipmunk baking, HighKey snacks, like you gotta come hard, man. And these just didn't come hard for me. I love the ketones, you know, but they kind of fell flat with the cookies. They're not nasty, but they're just far better options out there. And for the price, I mean, now I do have plenty. Sadly, due to COVID-19, I want to err on the side of not sending anything out. I have extras to send, but it's like, do I want it? I only have one thing of Lysol wipes. Do I want to use all my wipes to wipe all these down and send them out, not knowing when I can get more wipes? Like, you know, it's kind of like, what I may do is hold on to them because they have an expiration date of 3/24/21. So they'll last a whole year. Yeah, I think I'll hold on to these until COVID-19 kind of calms down. But I do have extras. I have plenty for you guys to test out. But when it comes to keto cookies, you really gotta come hard these days. Like the way the food bloggers like myself are baking, and with companies like HighKey now being in Whole Foods, Fat Snacks being in Whole Foods, Chipmunk Baking producing their own mixes and their ready-to-eat snacks that they'll ship directly to you. You gotta come harder than this. And for you to produce a product like this that costs $40, I just can't see myself spending money on it. Like, and I'm not trying to down Perfect Keto, because I think they do great with exogenous ketones. I just placed the order for nootropics and exogenous ketones, so I stand by them with that. But when it comes to cookies, nah, man, I'm just gonna have to be honest with you. They're not bad, but I don't think they're worth the money. Hopefully they don't kick me out of the affiliation. The affiliation for. I gotta be honest. I mean, it's just, if I lie to you, what good am I? You know? So yeah, that'll be it for today. This review for this month. I look forward to the next one. They keep releasing products, and I'm sure there's gonna be something new from HighKey. As always, you know, I'm expecting to get the cookie dough version of the Enlightened as well. You guys stay safe out there, and I mean, just do the best you can. Hopefully this thing will be over. I mean, we'll get through it. This is not the first time that we've had like a major disease really take over. This is the first time that I've lived through it, and you yourself as well. To this level, no, I can't say, but I don't talk politics on the channel. So this was a great review. I enjoy eating everything. Some things were better than others. And you and your family stay safe. This is Darius at Sugarless Crystals. I am signing off, and I will see you next time. My hair getting long, isn't it? I know.